Hafide and welcome to Weekend Edition. I'm Crystal Paco, so glad you could join us. Weeks after the financial bailout bill passed and went into effect, the administration and some cabinet members remain on a 32-hour work week. Adelup still playing the waiting game to find out what kind of money they'll be getting to cover the multi-million-dollar shortfall. KUAM's Nick Delgado has the story.
The voluntary pay cut started about a month back in mid-March.
It's the Gov, Lieutenant Gov, and all of their senior staff. There are some cabinet members as well who've also volunteered.
Officials saying for those getting salary, their numbers were calculated into an hourly wage and prorated to reflect the 32-hour work week. The administration making the decision during the back and forth with senators to settle on legislation that would bring in revenue to cover the anticipated loss from the Trump tax reforms.
We have a new law that just passed, and it went into effect in April. We're not going to see, though, the adjusted BPT revenues come in until sometime in May. May 20th is, I think, the target that we all have in mind.
So what's the savings been for this specific cutback so far? Just a little more than $20,000.
We're seeing those, and we're hoping that, if just in case, because, we're with this whole $67 million shortfall. One of the things that we aren't certain about, because we've not, done this quite before, is, exactly how much is going to come in. We were hoping that we'd get about $25 million. If that does not pan out, however, we want to make sure that we have, a plan. And so part of this for us is just having that money set aside just in case we do have to take, make more extreme measures as far as cost cutting.
It could be as late as early May of this year before the administration decides whether or not they can afford to go back to the normal work days.
It really just kind of depends on the cash flow situation.
Despite the cut in pay, Adelup says the workload is one thing that hasn't changed.
We continue to do the job that the governor hired us for. The governor continues to do the job that he was elected to do. Sometimes that does require, working a 40-hour work week, even though you're on a 32-hour work week. And, but that's the way, some of these things go.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi Nick Delgado.
The 9 defendants charged in last year's murder in the prison will be back in court on Monday, this time to get a new trial date. As reported, the court has noted difficulties securing legal counsel for this case. Already a dozen attorneys have withdrawn due to conflicts or lack of experience. Again, Marvin Retcham, Ayla Simran, Benster Benjamin, Isler Miller, Albert Santos, and Jimmy Hadley are charged with the murder of prison detainee Manson Isar. Andrew Reyes Jr. is charged with criminal sexual conduct, accused of digitally penetrating Isar. Recently added to this lineup, Vincent Minicio and Jeremiah Shizeki, who are accused of soliciting or conspiring in what court documents called a revenge attack on the victim, who was in jail for allegedly raping a teen with Down syndrome. That hearing again is for Monday at 9 a.m. A greater effort to protect our borders, Guam Customs, the port, and the Coast Guard have signed a memorandum of understanding to maximize joint inspections at the commercial port. Officials say this allocates personnel from all three entities when conducting inspections of containers. It also identifies procedure in the event of pressing circumstances. Customs Director James McDonald states this MOU serves as a force multiplier for Customs when conducting container inspections. Quote, "We will continue to make every effort to maximize joint inspections opportunities to better serve the community," end quote. Officials say this also maximizes federal and local laws throughout the port, ensuring the safety and security of cargo coming into our region. We've heard about the seats opening up for the 35th Guam legislature, several seeking higher office while others deciding to get out of the game. Tonight we look at what the current senators have done in office as we inch closer and closer to the election. Chris Barnett has this week's Decision Watch.
By the numbers, just how good of a job is your local senator doing? Well, sometimes it's easy to lose track of what a senator's real job is, representing the people and making laws. Part of that job including writing and voting on bills and getting them passed into laws. But senators in the 34th Guam legislature have introduced more resolutions than bills. Resolutions sometimes handed out at the request of the public, but for the most part, they make for great photo ops for senators, recognizing individuals, occasions, or sports teams. Your senators have introduced nearly 400 resolutions compared to 245 bills, according to information provided by the Guam legislature. And the top resolution presenters in the 34th Guam legislature, gubernatorial candidate Senator Dennis Rodriguez with 116 resolutions. He has almost twice as many resolutions as second-place Senator Frank Uggan. Uggan, also a gubernatorial candidate, has introduced 64 resolutions. Senator Joe San Augustine has the third most resolutions with 50. Vice Speaker Therese Terlai has 40 resolutions. Rounding out the top five, freshman Senators Talina Nelson with 28 and Senator Regine Bisco-Lee with 23. Senators Tom Atta, Mary Torres, and Luis Muña not feeling resolution fever. They didn't present any resolutions so far in this term. Legislative certificates similar to resolutions, but smaller. Now, senators presented certificates 189 times. Senator Uggan presented 62 certificates, Senator Rodriguez 46 certificates, and Senator Will Castro presented certificates 43 times. Senator Regine Bisco-Lee presented 30 certificates, Senator San Augustine 22 certificates, and Senator Talina Nelson presented certificates 12 times. Senators Atta and Torres did not present any certificates. And now for some numbers related to what senators actually get paid to do, introducing bills and making laws. Based on prime sponsorships of bills, Senators Atta and Rodriguez have introduced the most, with 43 bills introduced each. A big drop-off after that, the next best senators, San Augustine with 25, San Nicolas with 21, and Speaker B.J. Cruz with 20 bills introduced. Vice Speaker Terlahi and Senator Uggan have both introduced 19 bills each. Senator Nelson introduced 17 bills. Senators Tommy Morrison and Luis Muña have introduced only 7 bills each, and Senator Will Castro has introduced the fewest bills in the legislature, with just 5 bills introduced. And how have senators fared with bills becoming laws? Well, the 34th legislature has passed 87 total laws. Again, Senators Atta and Rodriguez are head of the class. Atta has had 16 bills become law, while Rodriguez has had 13 bills become law. Vice Speaker Terlai has had 9 bills signed into law. Senator San Nicolas has had 8 bills become law, and Senator Torres has had 6 bills become law. Senators Uggan, Nelson, and Espaldon each have had 3 bills become law, while Senators Castro and Fernando Esteves have had just 2 bills become law.
More changes happening throughout the business community as they brace for the next step of the military buildup. Nestor Lecanto with more in this week's Business Matters.
Business Matters.
Longtime equipment sales, rental, and service company Morrico Equipment is now under new ownership, but not in the typical way, as company president Alan Morrison explains.
The 3 founding partners decided to involve the employees in company ownership to reward the employees, but also looking forward to the military build-up. We need new employees. We need to attract new employees to Morrico Equipment, and we thought one of the biggest attractions would be an employee-owned company, and that's what Morrico Equipment is now, an employee-owned company.
Morrison says it was a rather complicated process that required the help of experts.
But an ESOP, ESOP, is an employee shared ownership plan, and the employees receive shares of the company simply by working and time in the company. The longer they stay here, the bigger the share they receive when they retire. So, very simply, that is an ESOP. The document is about 2 inches thick, and there are a lot of rules and regulations. We are the second ESOP on Guam that we know of, but we are the only ESOP employee-owned company involved in the equipment sales and service and rental on Guam.
The announcement was made at a company function on April 1st, and a consultant was brought in to help explain it to employees.
This process will take 6 months or longer, possibly, to fully absorb the implications of an ESOP for the individual employee. But when they work out what they gain to benefit simply for doing their job, hopefully the characteristics of owning the company changes that employee attitude to, hey, this is my company now, I'll pick that bit of trash up. I will do that. Actually, can I help that customer? And then they understand. If they connect the dots.
Morrison hopes it will both inspire current employees and attract new workers as they expand the business in step with the multi-billion-dollar military buildup. Establishing an ESOP is also a commitment to the company's future growth.
So there's approximately 10,000 ESOP companies in the USA, and about $1.3 trillion worth of investment is involved in those companies. So there's a process that you need to communicate to your employees, and that process never stops. It continues the whole life of the company as an ESOP, and it's the biggest challenge of an ESOP. You now have to say, righto, you're not an employee, now you're an owner. However, nothing really changes in the management of the company. We're all still here, and we still do our same jobs.
A native of Australia, Morrison started the company some 28 years ago.
In those days, there was direct flights from Brisbane, Australia, overnight, and I sold a starter motor to a construction company at lunch at the Hilton Hotel on the first day that I was here. I came over for property, I realised I didn't have any money, and sold a starter motor by 12 o'clock that day. I flew it in the next day, and Morocco was born. So that's how it started.
He and his wife began by working out of their Tumon apartment. They were joined a short time later by his brother Ross, and in 2000 by another partner, Torgan Smith. The company has grown to a staff of 55 and is the exclusive dealer for 23 different manufacturers.
Guam's a wonderful place to live. It's a tropical environment. We love the outdoors, we love the water, we love diving, surfing, we love rugby. Everyone plays rugby. It's close to Japan, it's close to Hong Kong, so a terrific community. So everyone at Morocco has lived here, and we love Guam. So.
For KUAM's Business Matters, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Business Matters.
Now for this month's Good Neighbors segment, featuring a Good Samaritan in our community and highlighting their everyday acts of selflessness. This month we catch up with a woman who not only plays a valuable role in Guam's tourism industry, but doubles as a coach for the Special Olympics.
The Good Neighbor, presented by Title Guarantee, Guam's first, oldest, and most experienced title and escrow company.
Meet Yukiko Ericayos. She's going on 26 years as a United Airlines flight attendant. When she's not working the Japan route, helping visitors with translation, service, and safety, she's working the field as a Special Olympics Guam coach.
If I go there, they give me so much energy, so I don't feel like I'm tired. Yeah, they heal my tiredness. That's how it is. Really nice. So nice.
She tells KUAM she simply started as a driver to her 3 sons who were volunteering for the nonprofit to get community service hours. That's when she heard Special Olympics needed some extra help.
And one day, they seems like they need more volunteer, so I just raised the hand. And then Miss Carol, the coordinator, they took me to the training, the coach training, and then I involved more. I go do, and now I love it.
It's become a family affair, and now they're family extended to the dozens of athletes who make up Team Gatsum. Every Saturday they're together, and for some sports twice a week. By some miracle, she fits it into her busy work schedule.
I don't know. Yeah, it's really hard because our schedule is not like a 9 to 5 on the Saturday, Sunday off. So once I find the schedule, I try to give it to somebody, but I had to support my family too, so it's hard, so I ask around. So somehow I did every Saturday it's off. Yeah, the weekday sometimes it's hard.
Special Olympics recently wrapped up their track and field event at Okudu High School last month.
I did swimming last year, and then next one was bowling, and then softball, it was a new for this Special Olympic category, and then track and field. Those are the ones I coach.
For her, coaching is simply time to play.
I didn't know anything about coaching. I don't see me coach, I just playing with them. So when we do together, we just playing with together. And they see me as a coach.
And it's hard to tell who's having more fun or who's doing the coaching, she says.
I was leading the team, come here this way, and then walking back, and then I fainted. I fell, and then the other one helping me, Coach, okay? Which one is the coach?
But one thing's for sure, everyone's a winner in Special Olympics. Each athlete bringing an I can attitude to every obstacle in their way.
You become more better person. Yes, of course you appreciate how you are, and then something you can do that make other people happy. Yes, really nice feeling. So I want them to feel that too.
The sky's the limit for Yukiko, as this month's Good Neighbor recipient Title Guarantee will donate $100 to her charity of choice. Obviously, she's picked Special Olympics Guam.
It's just a wonderful feeling if you come to help, to see them. If some athletes, they are actually physically difficulty and mentally difficulty, and then when they found you, then when they hold the hand and when they kiss to the greet, you feel like you know them long time, the heart to heart. I want everybody to feel that.
The Good Neighbor, presented by Title Guarantee, Guam's first, oldest, and most experienced title and escrow company.
Visit the KUAM News app website or app and let us know who is deserving of this award and why. A winner will then be selected every month. Additionally, Title Guarantee will also reward the monthly Good Neighbor winner with a cash prize to go towards a local charity of their choice. Stay tuned, more when Weekend Edition returns.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
If you get nervous about having dental treatment, you're not alone. An estimated 35 million adults experience anxiety or nervousness at the simple thought of visiting the dentist. As your dentist, I strive to make your visit as painless or pain-free as possible. And I frequently tell my patients that in the 21st century, if we can give you medicines to put your tooth asleep or medicines to take an infection or toothache away, we can surely give you something to help relax you and take all fear away. No one ought to sit in a dental chair thinking of bad childhood memories or fearing injections. If you're a dental coward, but you really do want your teeth fixed, don't wait until the pain is killing you. Come in, tell us your fears, and set up an appointment. We have convinced many that dental treatment doesn't need to be scary anymore. For your helpful dental minute, I'm Dr. Kenny Bourgeois of Paradise Smiles. You shall never know all the good a simple smile can do.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats. And via social media, where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
Many of the headlines have captured your attention on social media. Let's check in with Asha Robles for this week's Trend Spotting.
Major traffic accidents plague the island, and a woman pulled over for a DUI who said she was from the future. All this and more on This Week in Trend Spotting. Although not fatal, but traffic-related, 25-year-old Brittany Young had quite the response when pulled over for speeding and drunk driving on Saturday. Court documents state that Young told the officer she was wasted, and when asked where she was coming from, she replied, quote, "From March 2019, unquote. With a blood alcohol content level over twice the legal amount, Young was taken into custody. Viewers made light of the situation. Michael Carlo Nettidog reported, "I want to ask her when we are going to get our tax refunds." Vanjie B remarked, "She drove so fast it took her into the next year." However, reckless driving is no laughing matter. This early April has seen its share of road closures and traffic stops. Unfortunately, many accidents occurred over the week as well, and some fatal. On Tuesday, a man was hit by a pickup truck along East Hagåtña after allegedly harassing food truck vendors in the surrounding areas. On Monday, Zachary Dayrit and Andrew Brewer both lost their lives in crashes that occurred that day. Our viewers were quick to offer their condolences and prayers for the various families. Yamil Zoe said, "This is the most heartbreaking news report I've ever seen. My prayers and deepest condolences to the family. May God provide the entire family with strength. As a mother, this is my worst fear." Like many, Charlene Nanetti offered her sympathy, saying, "Being a mother, I cannot express any words to heal your pain of losing a child. Our deepest and most sincere condolences to you all. May the Lord wrap his healing hands around you all and give you strength at this time. And may your angel rest in peace." That's it for this week. Make sure to check out our podcast and weekly newsletter. I'm Asha Robles, and I'll see you next week.
Thanks, Asha. You can always stay informed and up to date with the latest on all of KUAM's social media platforms.
We're celebrating our 135th anniversary today, both in the outlying regions on which we hub and also here in Guam itself. It means so much to our team here in Guam. It means a lot to us in the Matson management team, because what it says is we're here to stay. It's a real physical manifestation of our commitment to this region. It's so important that we hire locally, we develop talent locally, we train locally. What's been a wonderful addition to our approach there is that many of the people who started off in Guam have gone off into significant leadership roles elsewhere in the company.
This is our headquarters here in Guam in Micronesia. And when we talk about putting down our roots, it's not just doing business, it's about everything we do with our friends, our customers, and our employees. I believe that nobody can replicate what we do, and that's why we have such a great team and such a great service and why we're successful. This is our home, this is our life, and we're happy to make a difference in everyone else's life.
Guam is more than a tiny island in the Pacific. This magical place is where I call home. This island inspires me to learn and explore what's around me. It teaches me that there are no shortcuts in life and that the long way home may just be the scenic route. And that even the dirt roads can lead you to beautiful destinations.
KUAM Communications, along with Candy Reflections, wants you to be among the first in the world to see The Avengers Infinity War. Keep posted for your chance to win tickets to this premiere screening on Friday, April 27th at 7:45 p.m. at the Micronesia Mall Theaters. Check us out on any of our social media platforms, the KUAM News mobile app, or listen to I-94 for your chance to win. Check KUAM.com or the KUAM News mobile app for complete rules and regulations.
On Sunday, April 1st, crash investigators assigned to the Guam Police Department's Highway Patrol Division were activated to investigate a fatal hit-and-run crash that occurred on Route 2 Agate by Nimitz Beach. Now, the preliminary report suggests that around 5:40 in the morning, a passerby discovered the lifeless body of 57-year-old Jesse Castro laying on the roadway. Mr. Castro was then transported to Naval Hospital, Guam, where he was pronounced deceased by doctors at 6:55 in the morning. Now, the Guam Police Department and the family of Mr. Castro are reaching out to the community for help. We are asking, should anyone have information about this fatal hit-and-run crash, to please call our dispatchers at 472-8911. If you have any information about this case, please call the Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP or text 688-STOP. You can also visit our webpage at www.guam.crimestoppersweb.com or call the Guam Police Department at 475-8615, 6 or 7. Guam Crime Stoppers wants to remind the public that we do not use caller ID and you do not have to leave your name. You can receive a cash reward of up to $1,000 if the information provided leads to the arrest and conviction for the person or persons responsible for this crime or any other crime.
It's a night to celebrate life with creative works of art, the best assortment of local bites, and premium wines from the best regions in the world. The 8th annual Guam is Good Wine, Food, and Art Festival. Join us on Saturday, April 14th at the Cars Plus showroom in Mighty from 6 p.m. for art from featured guest artists, music, and wine paired with delectable creations from Guam's premier culinary community, including Guam Barbecue Company, Kitchen Lingo, Pika's Cafe, Mezcla Chamorro Fusion Bistro, Proa, Crust Guam, Crave Group, 3 Squares, Dusatani Resort, Boca Box, Hafaloha, and Coffee Slut. Tickets are $100 and include a collectible wine glass, endless wine tasting, and food pairings. Available at the Edward M. Calvo Cancer Foundation office in Agana or at Cars Plus in Mighty. All proceeds benefit the Edward M. Calvo Cancer Foundation, providing assistance to cancer patients in Guam and the CNMI. Call 472-6223 or visit our Facebook page for more information. The 8th annual Guam is Good Wine, Food, and Art Festival is presented by...
And before we close out the news tonight, here's our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happy birthday, Jenilyn Abby Bomba, turning 17, to my not-so-little baby girl anymore. But no matter what, you'll always be my baby girl. We want you to know that we love you very much. Hope you enjoy your special day. We love you so much, baby girl. Love always, Mom and Dad. Happy birthday to Frankie Lynn Rosario, to my daughter Frankie Lynn Rosario from her dad and sister Anna. Happy birthday, AJ, love mommy and family. And last but not least, happy birthday, Jada Rose Mendiola Castro. You may just be 24 months old, but you have given us the happiness of a lifetime. May our Lord always bless and guide you. Love you always, Grandpa, Grandma, and family.
Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. That's all the time we have from all of us here at Guam's News Network. Thanks for watching and have a safe weekend.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E.
Day. I'm Peter Duenas, corporate chef and owner of Mezcla Restaurants. Join me in my quest for culinary inspiration and some of the best flavors around. This is my food obsession. Just got into Osaka, Japan. Have to change some money and get some yen. We're gonna take a train and head over to Namba, where we'll be staying. Namba is known as the kitchen of Japan, so we're looking forward to a great trip, great food. Come with us and let's check it out. We are in food lovers heaven. Of course, Namba is known for their nightlife, their shopping, entertainment, but if you're a food lover like me, it's the place to be. We're here at the Dotonbury here in Namba, and I'm telling you, there's wall-to-wall restaurants. Everywhere you look, food galore. But tonight, we have our sights on yakitori. We just went into a izakaya, a traditional izakaya. We actually didn't think about filming here, but as we got in, we noticed all the food that's being prepared here, the atmosphere. This is exactly where we want to be. Kanpai. Osaka is known for their kushikatsu, which is anything on a stick that's breaded and fried. So we definitely had to try some of their kushikatsu here. I don't know what we got. We got a variety of things. This is a potato croquette that's been breaded and fried. It's got a sweet sauce. It's delicious. Wow. Got even quail eggs. Eggplant with fish. Oh man. Got some Chinese taro on a hot plate. Interesting. Taro, it's got a very soft and tender texture. It's a little bit slimy, but it's actually very comforting. Wagyu beef. Oh my God, the Wagyu